as far as violence is concerned, destruction of property is concerned, we've not seen them. But we keep on hearing names. But are there investigations going on currently? Are there politicians on police radar as we speak?
Unless you have a particular one in mind. But the truth is that we have a member of parliament of Embu County was taken to court, charged for terror. The member of parliament for Naivasha taken to court. The court stalled the charging process. There has been political activists, a good number of them have been charged for terror. By the way, I can tell you without fear of contradiction that because of what we did what the National Police Service did between 25th of June and 7th of July, there was significant reduction of the planning activities. For example, the burning that happened in Kikuyu and Kiambu never happened after we charged those people between 25th and 7th. And so having arrested 1,500 people and about 500 and something were charged already. So you must give the National Police Service a credit, and of course DPP and the multi-agency team and so forth. A number of people are in court facing serious criminal charges. A few of them are still under investigations, and I believe that as soon as the DCI completes its investigations, and DPP agrees with him or tighten all the parts, more people will be charged. Sometimes, minor, there is something in law that is called adducible evidence. As we speak now, I may know it's you, minor, who did it, and everybody even saw you in Nyeri, that you are the one who did something. But unless we can get evidence, either video or a witness or your bank accounts or whatever. So sometimes the intelligence report may point to you, but until we reach a threshold, because intelligence report cannot stand the test of a court, because it will be argued that it is illegally obtained evidence. So there must be evidence that is admissible in a court of law before you can charge somebody. So we can be all of us sure that so and so. But when I call you and when I call the people who are saying it's Minor who did and tell them to record a statement, they tell you, no. Minor has gangs. He may come for us when you are not around. So sometimes you may never get witnesses and so forth. So that delays the process. But I can assure you, many people will be charged in a court of law. And I am almost confident that a good number of them will be convicted because the evidence is overwhelming.
Waziri, maybe in connection to that, leaders, particularly those in the opposition, have accused security agents for allowing goons to attack them in the presence of police officers. Case in point, we saw the group of Cleophas Malala and Natembeya being attacked in Chwele, Bungoma County, and they say police are watching as they are being attacked by goons. Perhaps, do you think you owe them an explanation?
Well, I think first, let me say two things. One is that police officers themselves have been attacked. Forget about leaders. We know that police officers have been attacked. As we speak now, a number of our police officers are still on, some of them are in compassionate leave, sort of. Just to cool off before they move to other places. The police officers who are operating in Dagoretti and who are living there, whose houses were completely burned and their wares were burned, a lot of them went into shock because it is civilians who wanted to kill them, these goons. Police officers who are in Olkalao, Ndonyonjeru, for example, are still out there because of what happened. So let me say that, so I don't know, those police officers, whom will they accuse now? Maybe they will accuse the minister that you left us to be attacked by goons. So as a matter of fact, where you face goons, it's very easy to lay blame on the police officers, but it may be important for us to appreciate that some of these organized criminals coming in large numbers, the police officers will have to weigh between a reaction that will lead to death, yeah, and sometimes trying to contain the situation. It is the same people who are saying the police watch. It's the same people. If the police touch any one of those goons, these are the same people who are saying the police must be charged and arrested. So the police are got in between, yeah, trying to restrain themselves at the same time enforcing the law. And then, you know, the police also find themselves in between two goons. You want to stop this side, you want to stop this other side, protesters on both sides. So you, in the absence, and this is the point I wanted to make, in the absence of a statement recorded by any of these politicians, then it becomes very difficult for us to know how exactly what we should be able to do. In fact, they should first file a complaint against the goons, if they know them, and provide evidence, and then the police can investigate. Then we establish where the laxity was. But I can tell you for sure, police officers don't go out of their way out there to see that people are harmed, even in their presence.
But to follow up on that, before my friend should say his question, there have been cases of police officers walking hand in hand with people bearing rungus, bearing jembe, whatever you call the batons, even throwing the stones, you know, against the other group of maybe protesters or something like that. How do you explain that?
For cases where a police officer does that, works with goons, they definitely a disciplinary action is taken against them. Where they use excessive force, the IPO is there to investigate. But let me say this, that the police, for example, cannot go and arrest watchmen holding rungus, protecting businesses. Watchmen is acceptable in Kenya. They can't go, you can't go to a place where a watchman is holding their rungu, protecting some business somewhere, and tell them that you are criminals, I must arrest you. In the absence of them misusing that rungu to attack somebody else, it's very difficult for a police officer to arrest them. They will be arresting them for what? So you must also separate those issues. For example, there was a case where in one of the protests where businessmen hired watchmen to take care of their shops. I mean, it would be it would be preposterous for a police officer then to avoid the looters and go for these people hired by business people to take care of their business. But where you see a police officer throwing a stone or being with people who are throwing stones, that is an indiscipline. That's a disciplinary issue, and I'm sure that the relevant institutions will carry out disciplinary measures against them. We don't condone. There is no policy in government where police officers will work with gangs or goons. Remember that the same way I'm telling citizens we cannot condone certain behaviors, we can't also condone them in National Police Service. We have the capability and the capacity to protect our country. Sometimes get overwhelmed in terms of response because you want to protect the citizens. Because if you respond, maybe you will have to use a lot of force considering the numbers and so forth. That's why there are crowd control measures that are used, including tear gas, water cannon, and so forth. So it's important to investigate every case for what it is, but not to generalize that the whole National Police Service will have committed something.
Okay. This is a concern. Actually, it concerns the guys who are talking to here. They are concerned about their safety and security during when they are performing their duties. In fact, a number of them here have been victims of recent attacks by the goons, in some instances by the police. So are we safe?
I think the safest people are journalists.